What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down what's happening with next week, as it's going to be a relatively short trading week. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total, not to mention an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. The offer ends in just about 8 days from now. Anyways, now let's talk about the markets. So, one thing worth mentioning is the fact that the market remains bullish. I mentioned this in my video from yesterday, even my last video, that the market was still on a very, very nice uptrend. And the uptrend remains what the bigger view of the market still is. So, I think that this still looks bullish, especially if I could break this resistance right here. But then we'll be watching to see what kind of reaction we get after that. And I'll talk more about that later on. Just know this for the week that's coming up, we do have some interesting stuff going on. On Monday, which is going to be November 25th, 2024, we have the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index and very, very minor data in the morning. Then we have the 3 and 6 month bill auctions at 11:30 a.m. For Tuesday, we have the Richmond Fed manufacturing numbers coming out at 10 a.m. And I think they're releasing a bunch of data on Tuesday and Wednesday just to offset the fact that there's not going to be any data releases on Thursday and Friday. But anyways, on Tuesday, we also have the FOMC minutes at 2 p.m., quite a bit of data at 10 a.m., and then finally 2 p.m. is when we have the FOMC minutes. For Wednesday, we have very, very minor data coming out. I think we have some important GDP numbers coming out, not to mention the core PCE price index report. And then we have initial jobless claims and everything coming out on Wednesday. So they're just squeezing all the data in just one day. So Wednesday is going to be kind of wild because of that. There's so much data coming out on Wednesday, but most of it's quite minor. I think they're just trying to squeeze everything out just for that. But anyways, going back to Thursday, there's not really any data coming out on Thursday because of Thanksgiving. Then Friday, we barely have any data coming out. Then after that week, after that short trading week, the market's going to open again for December. December will start to kick off the next Monday. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be a very short trading week. When is the market going to be trading? Here's the answer. So we have a full day on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They're going to be full trading days. Then Thursday comes, which is going to be Thanksgiving for next week. The stock market's going to be closed. It's going to be closed on Thanksgiving Thursday. And then for Friday, the stock market's also going to have shortened hours because of Black Friday. So the market's going to close at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We basically have half a day on Friday. So keep that in mind, guys. We only have about 3 full days of trading. Then we have 1 day off on Thursday, and Friday we only have half a day of trading. So very, very short week, 3 full days, and that's pretty much it. The rest of the time is just going to be very minor, but it gives us more time to just take time away from trading and just enjoy life and to do other things as well. So just want to call that out. As far as earnings go, just know this. For Monday, we have Bath and Body Works and Zoom announcing their earnings. For Tuesday, we have Kohl's, Best Buy, Macy's, and Dick's Sporting Goods. We'll be watching these very carefully, not to mention Dell. Wednesday, we have very, very minor earnings, nothing too serious. And then Thursday, there's no earnings coming out because of Thanksgiving. And then Friday is also very, very minor. But just know this, guys. As far as the market's going, Tuesday is going to be the biggest day for retail, especially as we have like Best Buy, Macy's, and Kohl's announcing earnings. So watch for some volatility in the retail side of things. Besides that, there's not really much else that's coming out. So what is my prediction of the markets? What do I think is going to pan out? I think that as we approach the end of the month, the market is going to attempt to hold up, because when you look at, for instance, the monthly time frame on SPY, we are still looking more bullish. In fact, we're not that far from all-time highs. So it just goes to show how strong the market is going to appear as time goes on. Know this. There is a rising wedge on SPY, which could lead to a sell-off later on, but there's no sign of us losing it yet, and the trend remains bullish. So for now, we're going to presume the market will remain bullish and do what it's been doing for almost the entire week until we get a break. But there's no sign of a break yet, so I can't turn bearish quite yet, and I would just say the market remains bullish. I hope that's as clear as possible. All right, so the market's bullish. There's no sign of a break yet for us to turn bearish, even though there is a rising wedge developing. I'm not too worried about it quite yet. With that being said, what do I see for the chart? If SPY loses support over here at the 594 area, we're looking for 592.32 as the main supports. And if that fails us, we're looking for 590.5. If you continue the trend, as long as we're above 596, I think 598 is our target. And if that breaks, we're looking for 600. I think we're most likely going to be uptrending up to about 598 or so, and we'll see how it reacts to that. So I think SPY has more upside to go. ES also has more upside potential. We're continuing to get bought back up. We're looking to see if 6,000 breaks. If so, we're looking for 6,020. And if we lose 59.80, we're looking for a dip back down to 59.56. For Nvda, we have a bearish divergence and a double top that formed here. Might try to retest 144 before it starts to dip. But then I think that what could happen is there might be a little bit more downside closer to 140. So 138 to 140 could be coming for Nvidia for a little pop and a drop down here before it tries to bounce as the most likely case. But if we break 144, we turn back to bullish. Otherwise, we are just on a small dip that could be coming before it tries to bounce. Bitcoin might consolidate up here, but I think it will try to touch 100,000. We'll see if it gets rejection or not. We're very close to that. 100,000 is going to be a very psychological level. There might be some profit taking. So there's a chance it tries to push for 100K and starts tipping lower. So just keep that in mind, guys. That's something that might end up panning out. For other factors, we also have Tesla. Tesla's very bullish. As long as we don't lose 350, we're on our way up to about 362.5 plus to 370, in my opinion. So I would like to see a little dip before it continues to push. And I think this might be on its way up to fill that imbalance, pushing it into the 360s. NQ looks more bullish as long as we don't lose 20,788. We're favoring a push back up for 20,900, not to mention 21,000. The QQQ is also looking more bullish as long as you don't lose 503.5. We're favoring upside all the way up for this gap fill for 508. So look for 506 to hold, and we're looking for 508 after that. Apple looks more bullish as long as we don't lose 228. We're favoring a push for 230. If that breaks, we're looking for essentially 232. For other factors out there, we have MSTR. This is looking decent. It depends if it could hold 420. If 420 holds, I see this pushing for like the 450 area next week. If not, if we lose 420, it's going to be a bad sign because that could be a sign we had a high here, came down with a lower high, then we could be dipping closer to 400 again. It's not the best of signs, at least thus far. So watch and see if 420 holds. The Russell looks more bullish. It looks like it's going for that 240 target, if not 242. I think it's going to be pushing a little bit more. Coin looks more bullish. If we break past 307, we're looking for 310. Amazon could be dipping closer to about 194 if we don't hold above 200. Meta is on a bit of a downtrend here. We might try to push for about 562, and we'll see if we reject. If it pushes here and rejects, we could be dipping back down to 555. Microsoft is also trying to push for about 418. If that rejects, we kind of push here, and then we'll see what the reaction is. We are making lower highs here, rejecting. So watch this EMA here. We might push in this range before we see a big reaction. Then we have Google, which is on a bit of a downtrend here. So it's looking weaker. We did call out a bit of a dip in my video from yesterday. So there's a risk of it dipping to about 164 if that rejects. Anyways, guys, I thank you all so much for listening. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I want to make this video very short. It is a Friday. So for now, the market remains bullish and there is more upside potential. Could this develop into something that's more bearish? It's a possibility because there is still that rising wedge-like structure on SPY. But there is no sign of us losing support. So we remain bullish right now. The charts are still very bullish. I thank you for listening, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Thank you for listening and peace out.